You are now entering the Who's House podcast. Strap in for the ride.
Shout out to the new Houdini/Dro collab. It's the best new wheat strain out there.
Last week I had Shaquille O'Neal, and now, I mean, it just gets better and better, man. I mean, who's coming next week after I get this legend, man? I got Jordan passing through next week. I don't know, man. Stephon Marbury's in the building. What's up, man?
What up, my brother?
I don't know what's going on. I'm basketballed out this week, man. Look at my jacket. I don't know. You had the Knicks game yesterday. They won against the Nets. How was that?
It was great. This is the season. This is the time basketball is hot, right? We get it all the way until June.
Oh my God.
We get it all the way to June. You know, we get to converse, talk, gossip, BS, nonsense, hoop, everything that comes with it. You know, Stephen A. Smith.
Oh my God.
Exactly. We get to have that for animation and showcase. So I mean, like, this is the season, so it's good. You know, you get to have guys speaking and talking on podcasts about what they think about the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can really learn about who understands what when speaking and talking about basketball. So it's a good time.
There's always, I think we had like years ago, I had like a psychological specialist come through here to try to understand how we lose so much and accept it. Did you ever, I mean, you're part of the Knick DNA, losing so much, I feel like we're just happy that we had a decent season, and we're just happy with that. Because, you know, the last time I think we were close, I was there. I saw when Ewing missed the shot. So that was the last time, man. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, you know, I think because we from New York and high expectations all the time from everything, from music, art, whatever it is, and now with basketball, because, you know, it's not a makeup of New York people playing on the New York Knicks. It's a makeup of a variety of players from different places, but it's like the guys who play for the Knicks, it's like, oh, now you're a New Yorker. You know what I'm saying? So you got to represent. So it's trying to get the right group of guys to come together on a team. That happened years ago, you know, with Clyde, right? A long time ago. So to get that same type of energy, that's what's happening right now, and what Wes, Leon, what, you know, Dolan, what they're trying to do.
So they traded Carl, right? Carl Town is in here now.
Yeah, they brought in a guy who can do what he does. You know, 25 and 15, those are solid numbers. Those are numbers that you can't really explain. You can only, like, look at it and say, those are solid. You know what I'm saying? Like, he does that. That's what he's capable of doing. So when you bring in that type of talent, you bring in a cornerstone piece. And now that you have a cornerstone piece, it just changes things, because you can build around that with, you got one piece and one cornerstone piece, and your best player is Jalen Brunson. And then now you got another player. So now, you know, you keep adding, and you never know, we may add another piece this year. So, you know, as we keep building, but the chemistry and the attitude and the mind frame about what we need to do as far as trying to win as a team, it's in place.
But it's looking good this year, you know?
Yeah, it's up and down. It looks good as far as it's still in the right direction and trying to do what everyone is speaking and talking about and trying to win a championship. But, like, why would other people feel the way how we feel about us trying to win a championship? It makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's just us. You feel me? But it's really like when it's us, it's like we got to be against everybody else.
You against, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's everybody.
That's what it is. Like, why wouldn't people in Phoenix feel the same way? Why people in Washington, if they should feel the same way?
Does it bring back memories, you know, being back in there? I mean, how do you feel when you go back in there? How's the energy going on in your head?
The energy is great because it's positive as far as, like, people are involved in watching the game, like watching what's actually happening on the court. Like, you can see people watching, and then looking to see the ball go up. It's not like people talking and, you know what I'm saying, like how back in the days, it's more chattering while the game is going on.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? But now
that's
when
true,
people
though.
go to the game and they're watching the game. You know what I'm saying? They're into the game. So that's a big thing. That's good. So the basketball culture and environment is dope. And also you still got the whole celebrity star-studded, things popping off.
I know you made crazy money in China, but I know the Knicks salary was the biggest one in your career, huh?
Yeah, it was.
And now you're out of here. China was like, see ya. Yo, how is it, yo? The
I didn't make a lot of money when I first went to China.
Yeah.
And I don't
you
make
hustled.
a lot of money.
Yeah, you hustled your way in there.
But it wasn't really about money in China. It was more about having the access. You know what I'm saying? Creating the access and being able to have the connections to be able to do certain things without. Because you could go and speak to manufacturers, but if I'm, for me, because I have a green card, because I have the key to the city in Beijing, they understand me. They know me, because I'm entwined in a way through sports, from playing basketball. So going to China is more about having the relationship and to be able to have the ability to be able to communicate with people who make everything for everybody on the earth.
That's crazy.
That's basically the connection. So playing basketball allowed me to be able to position myself to be able to communicate and talk with those people who make the decisions for someone to be able to do whatever it is that they wanted to do in different sectors and buying, selling, trading, whatever it is.
So you absorbed that whole knowledge going out there where you even created your own products. I see you brought your shades here. I actually had to steal yours from your face at SneakerCon. I have it on, actually. I have it right here, which everybody be on my nuts when I wear this, yo. These are like really crazy. Explain, give everybody a one-on-one on these shades right here,
So first, the brand is called Camelo, Chamelo. Camelo.com. People can look and see and check it out. So the glasses, it's new technology. It's the new wave of the future. These glasses basically allow you to, one, you don't have to put things inside of your ear anymore, right? And also when you're training, you're working out, you can listen to music and you can talk on the phone. You can basically block out the sun.
That's
so
crazy.
You can change the tint. So if you're running and the sun, you could just.
Well, I was driving in Long Island to come here, all the way from Mount Sinai, and the sun was beaming, and these actually saved my life instead of the old school bringing that blind down. Yo, this is crazy.
Ho, ho, ho. It's DJ WHOO Kid from Who's House Podcast, man. I'm the Santa Claus today. And I see you guys are getting some holiday shopping done this weekend. You gonna pick up some touchdowns? They're on sale at DraftKings Sportsbook. DraftKings has doorbuster profit boosts and bet one, get one promotions on all types of touchdown bets. Grab some touchdowns with DraftKings Sportsbook. They're on sale from Thanksgiving through Cyber Monday. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Who's House to opt in. And that's WHOOSHOUSE, Who's House, to opt in. You hear me? That's code Who House. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. You got a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NEW YORK or text HOPE-NEW YORK 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available. For problem gambling, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boo Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. There's one bonus bet per customer based on amount of initial touchdown bet and expires 168 hours after issuance. You also got one single use boost per customer that only applies to winnings. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos for additional terms and responsible gaming resources. Happy holidays.
Shout out to the new Houdini/Dro collab. It's the best new weed strain out there.
Crazy.
And now it's a reality.
You know, I was eating Vaseline and all of that, so it was a lot of
Yeah,
stuff
you were
going
wild
on
out
at
with
the
that.
same time. So I get it.
How does Vaseline taste? Like, what does it taste like? It's tasteless?
It's tasteless.
Yeah, I almost threw up that day. Let's get out of that, man.
Anyway.
One question I got from China, you know, we've always like fantasized is like the female robots. Is that real? Like people are marrying
Everything
them and
that you
dating
see-
them and stuff like that? Is that real?
No, I don't know about all of that. I don't know
Are they
about
smashing
all of
them?
that, but I do
Yeah.
know the production lines of things that are mass produced in all areas
Crazy realistic. I heard.
is all, you know, it is what it is.
You can get anything you want now.
You can make anything you want in China.
Well,
right?
make a-
You can get
make a-
everything
make a
made.
wife
You
or
got a
something, man.
mold.
Yeah.
I mean, some people feel like that's a better route.
It's funny you talk about this. Did you bridge the gap between U.S. and China?
That's what's happening now.
Yeah. Because it's crazy, man.
Yeah,
like,
for me,
floodgates are crazy.
So when I first went to China, I went to a place called Shanxi. This is like where they do it's like most of the wealthiest people in China are from this place
Really?
because they do the coal mine there, right? And it's not a place where a lot of people will choose to go. But when I went there, I wanted to be there after because the people showed me crazy love. And the time that I went there during the time when I was super depressed. I was down. I wasn't mentally fit based on the things that I was experiencing. I lost like 3 people in my life and then my dad in succession. So it wasn't like I just left America and I stopped playing in the NBA. My dad was being rushed to the hospital while I was on an NBA court playing basketball in the Garden.
Tough.
And my dad passed away that night after I finished hooping against a team that traded me to the Knicks. So it was a lot of stuff that was going on. You know what I'm saying? So when I left with a lot of emotional stress. And when I went to China, they helped me manage all of that. They helped me get back into my spirit, my space of basketball. They helped me calm my mind to a place where I was able to like not feel like I just now was like I was traumatized. Because when I left, I made a decision after 30 days to go to another country to live there and ended up being there for 15.
Different culture.
And I hold everything, no language, no nothing.
So you ain't speak. Yo, that's crazy.
Nothing.
How do you
I
make a
was like,
decision
I'm
like
out.
that?
I was like, I'm out. You know
Wow,
what you say, you
that's
out. You know what it
crazy.
is. You like,
Yo,
you know what it is.
that's
What
like
you,
Dave
everybody
Chappelle.
know when you like, I'm out.
I'm going to Africa.
I'm
I'm out of here.
I was like, I'm out.
That's
I didn't
crazy.
have no ill will intention. At that point, I was already like, I was down. There wasn't nowhere else to go.
What
was
else
like,
could happen?
What
What-
else could I'm like?
yeah.
But I wasn't in a space where I was like, what else could happen? I just was like, I was down. My brand, Starberry, I was selling shoes for $14.98. I was like, I'm giving it to people for the low end clothes.
Yes.
And you hating? Come on, it's crazy. It's impossible to hate on somebody that's
You were dealing with
literally
a
trying
lot.
to do with this,
Yeah.
do something. So my brand went boom, right? Basketball went
Boom.
boom. Right now, I lost my dad, my aunt, my coach. My mom's checks in the hospital.
This is
like,
overkill.
Walking pneumonia. I'm like, yo, mom, looking at her like, you're not gonna do this. There's
please.
no way,
Yeah.
right? I'm laughing like, no way. You serious? And she's like, I'm fighting. I'm like, yeah, you better get up.
Wow.
So so when you dealing with all of this stuff,
Adversity.
you don't even, of course, and that's not for everybody. You don't have to share that with everybody. You share that with people who you are insulated with, who you feel, during these times. But now I want my testimony. That was my test. And, I saw Denzel, he said, if you don't have a test, how you going to have a testimony? I can't tell no kid about I tell a kid about my story. My story is real. You know what I'm saying? I stand in what it is that I speak and talk about, in my faith in God, how I did what I did. I mean, I went from all of that. I go to Shanxi, Taiwan, a place where it's coal mine. Then I go to another place where it's Foshan in the South, you know, where I'm getting better. And then now I go to Beijing. I won a championship the first year they built a statue. How do I leave that? Who leaves something? How do you? They was like, yo, why are you still in China? I'm like, you didn't even think.
That's
to
insane.
think about me. Like,
Historical.
you didn't even think about me when you said to me, why you still in China? Why you don't come back to the NBA? Did you even think, like, yo, they built a statue over there. Why you don't stay there? Like, why it had to be, why you don't come back here now? You was telling me to leave.
Bro, it's,
like, yo,
it's
get
your
out here.
statue and Bruce Lee's statue. Like, that's insane.
But the point is that to grow through all of that in this life and to experience that and then get another statue.
I know, you got two of them out there.
I'm like, so when you say about bridging, I just, you know, I'm finally getting the opportunity to speak and talk about it because people want to know. But I like to speak and talk about things like this with people that I know. I know you for over a decade, so it goes deep.
Longer than that.
Yeah, it's over 20 years. So people that I know over a decade, they understand me. They know me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm different. I'm not the same. Like, that's why my brand is be different, see different. Like, if you see different, if I'm not creating any harm to you or bothering you, why are you bothered by what someone else said about me? Nobody's perfect. It was like, yo, you did this. I know what I did. Why do you want to remind me of what I did 25 years ago?
It's just funny how life, you know, you're in court, you bust your ass to get there, and then you find yourself like being the king somewhere else. Like, I just
I'm a servant.
It's crazy.
I'm a servant.
I mean, making it to NBA is ridiculous.
I'm a servant.
And then now you see yourself like, you know, it's
Isaiah Thomas told me something early when I was with the Knicks, you know, and our relationship is big brothers, like father, son. There's a lot of things between him and I. He said, man, when you become the servant of the people, that's when it becomes different on
insane,
earth.
man.
And I was like, thinking about this. This is in 2004. And he was like, the servant of the people. He was like, the king don't never ever, the king don't never act like the king, Steph. The king is always the one that nobody don't even know he the king. And I'm like, I know, but I never act like that or do that. He was like, exactly, keep being the servant.
And they'll crown you. Can you let them know that playing in China is difficult too? Because you know they always look at the old Olympics where they would lose by like 200, 250, like, you know, like especially the All-Star game, China, they play with China. That's back then. It's totally different.
So, you know, it has playing in the league is completely different from seeing 12 Chinese guys.
That's crazy.
So when you look at Chinese history, right, you look at the 5,000-year history in China, right?
Crazy, dog.
When you think about that, you can look and see why it would take some time for them to grow to get in sport the way how we are. It's going to take some time because they're still developing. They're still growing through that process of how they make the decision. But they're understanding that the game is sped up, right? And that's where they're making adjustments at. Because the game is about adjustments. But once they get it to where they understand the science of the game and everything, now that's when, you know, the manufacturing can happen. But it takes time. And I'm thankful to God that they allowed me to be part of this basketball system and this way of how they are trying to basically push sports and move sports, because sports there is completely different from sports here. Okay, I'll tell you, this is how we train. We train from 9 to 12.
What?
Right? And then we have a break for 3 hours. And we train from 3 to 6.
Like every day.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday is adjustment day. So you only practice for 3 hours in the morning and you off in the afternoon. Then Friday, same schedule. Saturday, same schedule. Sunday off. That's how they train in China.
Wow.
So all of the kids that play basketball, if you see any kid that do any sport, the kids that dive, they dive probably 3 times. They probably have 3 practices. They probably have practice in the morning, probably from 7. They wake up probably at 5:30 to 5:36. Breakfast 6 to 6:30, 7 to 9.
Serious?
They probably got practice, and then after that they may have another practice, and then they probably got 2 more practice. So that's sports in China, and that's religious every day. That's not fake. You feel what I'm saying? This is not a decision. This is not you get to talk to the coach and tell the coach, I don't feel good.
Yeah.
No.
You interact with Yao Ming like crazy? Yao Ming was like more.
No, but Yao he's the Yao.
Is he like a unicorn?
Yes, he's a unicorn.
Let's make that clear.
Yao is the man.
They never had y'all. Cause I know he's like he's a little older now, but they never had y'all interact with each other, like go at it. Yeah.
He was the commissioner of the league that I was coaching in.
So,
oh
wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So I gotta see him.
Well, on court.
On court now, we never did nothing on court.
I would love to see that, yo.
We never did nothing on court.
Really?
Nah.
You coming from we talk about amazing moments, man. You part of like the 96, like the greatest draft ever, man. You had Kobe, Steve Nash, Ray Allen, Steven Jackson was in there.
Steven Jackson was in there.
Oh, he wasn't in that one? Oh, I don't know why they said that, but even part of that era right there, like just to be part of that ill crew. And of course, Allen Iverson was like your rivalry back then. Like you guys chopping it up now. How is it now?
Oh, we've been
brothers.
Yeah, always. Before draft, when Allen got drafted from Atlanta, from when I went to school and when we was still in college, to playing with, Bad Boy, playing with Puff, and Rucker, from playing against each other at Georgetown, from playing against each other when we played in the NBA. Like, even when he came to China, we played against each other.
Wow.
Like a little scrimmage game. So, this has been over since, just say from 90, 94. You know what I'm saying? And to be a part of that class, I always will feel that it's the best class because it's my class.
Wow.
Of course, other classes may feel that way and other people may feel other ways about other classes, but based upon what I experienced, what I saw, what I went up against.
I mean, y'all went up against Jordan, man.
Yeah, we went up against Big Mike. You know what I'm saying? And
wow.
To be able to play against Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, all 3 of those players is special. It's really special.
Where were you at when
Jordan when he was going at it though?
Oh, you were there like during
we
the
was playing against Jordan when 96 when they won their last champ. Like that's our era. That's when we came in 96.
That's right.
We were the rookies going at him.
Wow, was it like an agenda? Like like
of course.
It was like, did he shit talk to y'all? Like all you rookies? I heard he was a shit talker, like on the court.
Yeah. Mike talks to you about looking at you different.
What?
That's him.
Intimidation?
That's him. If he make that look at you like, that's, that's Big Mike. That's Black Mama, man. That's everything. That's all rolled in one. That's the King James. That's everybody, all of those guys make up Michael Jordan.
He definitely respects what you did in China, though. Like, there's no way Michael Jordan, because they probably was like, some people look at going overseas as like, it's like a punishment or something. But you changed it historically, switched it where you got people begging to go overseas now to make money, or not even to make money, but at least keep themselves going so when they could come back and get it cracking. But you switched, like, it's cool to go over there, where it didn't look like like you in trouble or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Something that was done that was real and authentic, and it was pure. It wasn't about doing something that was gonna stagnate anyone's life. It was gonna help propel. It was gonna give people the opportunity to be able to not sit home and feel sorry about themselves.
It's depressing when you're not playing, man.
Of course, when you're not
terrible.
Open, it's that is something when it's like trying to take something away from somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I could deal with being rejected if I'm not capable of doing something at a high level. But if I'm at my peak and I'm at my high and my ability is
and now you come out of nowhere and try to like violate that, oh man.
Shout out to the new Houdini/Dro collab. It's the best new weed strain out there.